Hey there, everybody! Welcome back to Scantily Clad in the Kitchen. My name is Diva LaVida, and I am here today with my very special guest,
Poppy C!
Yay! Hello there.
Oh, hello!
Thank you for joining me here in the kitchen today.
Thank you for having me. It's
Appreciate
lovely.
you being here. What are we making today?
So today we are going to make some oatmeal cookies because it is getting to be a little bit cooler outside, and I really like to have oatmeal cookies with like a nice cup of tea,
Yes.
something like that. And these are oatmeal cookies that my grandmother taught me how to make when I was itty bitty, and so I grew up making them, and now I make them with my kids.
That's so lovely. This is like
I usually have more clothes on for that.
no judgment.
A
Whatever.
little bit more.
Sometimes it's cold.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not.
Right. Well, when the oven's going, then it warms up.
Yes.
And sort of takes some more things off.
Yes, and then it's to your comfort.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Excellent. So where do we start?
First, we want to cream the butter and the sugar.
I don't bake a lot, so I'm a little like 2 sticks of butter.
It's a lot of butter. Butter makes things better.
Okay.
It's practically the same word.
Yeah.
Butter and better. It's really important for the butter to be softened.
Okay.
If it is straight out of the fridge, it's going to take a really long time to heat this sucker up.
How?
Get in there.
There's a dick joke about soft butter in there, and I'm not on top of it today.
Could be on top of it.
Hey. There it is.
Oh, now I'm all super buttery.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Internet. Also, if it's not softened, then when you go to mix it all up, you're not going to get like a smooth mix, and you'll have little pockets of butter, and then they will not bake properly.
Okay. Is there anything? I mean, this butter's been sitting out for a hot minute, but if I didn't have time to let it sit, is there anything I could do to get that warmed up?
Yeah, so you could pop it in the microwave on like super, super low heat. You don't want it to be melted. It still needs to be a solid, but it should be soft, like squishy.
Squishy.
Um,
Squishy butter.
So there are 2 different kinds of sugar in this. There's regular granulated sugar, and then there's brown sugar that has that yummy molassesy flavor. And it's over here somewhere.
Yep.
That's salt.
Don't use salt.
That.
Oh.
Don't do that.
That's a rookie mistake.
I think everybody does that once.
Yeah.
You know? If I were a measuring cup, Diva.
Yes. I would be over here. This is one of those fancy kind.
Oh, it's so fancy.
And then you push it down to get the dries, and then
Neat.
you would leave it like this for liquids.
I love it.
For liquids is the blue side.
Okay, so we need half a cup of this sugar, and then I will grab the other sugar.
I'm attempting the sugar.
I believe in you.
Now, how exact does this sugar pour need to be?
So pretty exact. Baking is a lot more about chemistry than like regular cooking, where you can sort of spice to taste, whereas this is like a ratio.
Ah,
I feel good about it.
okay.
You can put it in there. A little extra sweetness all over.
Right after I've asked, how exact does it need to be? Just pouring it in.
Yeah, that's what we do. And then the brown sugar needs to be packed. I like to use light brown sugar, but you could use dark brown sugar if you wanted. It just has more molasses in it, and so it's going to have like a stronger flavor. But I like them pretty mild. So I like to be able to taste the butter. It's a lot of butter.
It's so much.
It's so much butter. It's good. I'm making a mess.
That's okay. That's part of what being in the kitchen is, right?
Yeah.
My mother has always said a clean home is the sign of a misspent life.
Oh, I'm going to adopt that.
So.
So this can get pretty clumpy if you store brown sugar for a long time because of the like liquids in it. It'll like clump together. But I've heard the trick that if you put a marshmallow in the bag, it'll keep it soft.
Really?
I go through brown sugar really quickly, and so mine doesn't ever get clumpy. And if nothing else, then you've got a marshmallow.
I suppose.
I like marshmallows.
Friends at home, try it out. Let us know if that works.
Yeah, let us know. Or like let us know if what you did instead was just eat the bag of marshmallows. Also good.
I had this bag of marshmallows. One went into brown sugar, and the rest went into my body.
Went into my face. All right, so I packed it in there.
Oh wow,
it's nice and packed.
Way simpler than I thought it was gonna be.
And then we can just.
And then yep, boop, boom, funk. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Now we just need to beat it together.
Beat the shit out of it.
Do you want me to beat it?
Yes, please.
All right.
Ooh.
Sorry if it sprays on you.
That's fine. Get him a plate, get him a body.
It's like a sugar scrub.
Yeah.
You know? I actually really like making brown sugar body scrub.
Yeah. What do those consist of?
A lot of the same ingredients. No butter. You substitute like olive oil. And then you put in brown sugar and granulated sugar. And like if you wanted to put in like an essential oil, you could. And then when you take a shower, you use it on your skin, and then your shower smells like you just baked cookies.
That sounds real nice for the holiday season.
Yeah. Also really good for like a homemade Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Like I made this thing for you and I gave it to you. Okay, so it's pretty much creamed. This is what it looks like when it's creamed.
That looks smooth and delicious.
It does. It just looks like it's just goo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Creamy,
this is
delicious goo.
You don't have to like. If you wanted to eat this, you could.
It's a lot of butter.
But like you could. Like there's no danger because there's nothing raw in there that needs to be cooked.
Sure.
We're about to change that.
Ooh.
All right. So the next thing we're gonna do is add the eggs.
Cool.
Perfect. You didn't get any shell in there or anything.
Yay.
Perfect.
Fabulous. Eggs are so gooey and weird.
They are gooey and weird. And then we add a teaspoon of vanilla.
Ciao.
So we just need a teaspoon. Oh,
Yeah.
brand new.
It's a fresh bottle. Fresh bottle. Only the best here at Scantily Clad.
Guys.
This smell, that vanilla smell, is like one of my favorite things.
Yeah. It's real good.
And it's like, I feel like vanilla parfum, scent de parfum, not the same. It's got to be this vanilla extract. That's what makes me happy.
Yeah. Okay, so now we need to mix this up again. Goo.
Oh, so much goo! So much goo! Whipping it good.
Doesn't take very long. Here it goes.
What?
I do enjoy the scream it makes.
Yeah, that's
It's
very
very
satisfying.
Okay, so this is all your wet ingredients, and then we need to mix our dry ingredients together in a separate bowl before we combine it in. So I'm going to set this over here. So now we need to combine flour, baking soda, cinnamon, and salt.
1.5.
I mean, it's super. When you go to pour it, I just get it everywhere.
Yeah.
Flour is really hard to clean up.
Mm-hmm.
It just sticks to everything.
It gets very comfy, and then it's a little like the glitter of baking.
It is.
Flour everywhere.
A teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then the cinnamon. Take it all the way off. It'll be easier.
So may I ask, when you and Grandmama were making these cookies, was it like a year-round thing, or was it more of a holiday tradition?
So she always had something in the oven.
Oh.
Like always. We went to grade school right around the corner from her house. And so after school, my parents would be working and I would walk to their house with my brother and we would come in and she would be baking something every day. And so I would go in there and I just like grew up in her kitchen. And so eventually she started like, at first you can only you can mix this thing. Here's a wooden spoon, you know, and then it turned into like she taught me how to make pies from scratch, and she taught I've done a bunch of stuff with her. But the cookies were always like, oh, well, we'll just throw in a batch of cookies. It was like there didn't need to be an occasion, and so it's really super comforty food for me because it's like, and while you're baking it, the whole house smells like sugar. So that's delightful. Yeah, it was really lovely. And she's still alive, and she's 96.
Yes, Grandmama, yeah!
We also have to add in half a teaspoon of salt.
Usually I'm all about the over-salting, but I assume that would not be as delicious here.
Yeah. You know, salt is great for flavor, but it's really just, in baking, it's just to, like, cut the sweetness a little bit. And if you have too much, then you have, like, not enough sweetness.
Ooh.
This is the universal sign for not enough sweetness, apparently.
Now I know.
You're welcome. I'm going to use this spoon. I'm going to just give it a little mix to combine.
Oh. So this is slightly less intense than with the liquid ingredients.
Yeah, it's easier to... I mean, if I put that in here, it would just... And then we would have a flour bomb, which might be fun. Production value.
Yep. But doesn't really lend itself to the actual making of cookies. This already feels very cozy to me. Like,
Yeah.
got the vanilla, the cinnamon.
All that butter.
So much butter.
All that butter. So I'm gonna start the mix with just the spoon because I don't want it to get everywhere.
Like too fluffy?
I got it all over me. Yeah.
It happens.
Because it's gonna make this like a little bit of a clumpy dough. I might be able to do the whole thing with this actually.
Are we going for a particular consistency?
It just needs to not have a lot of extra like dry mix on the outsides. So if you mix it,
I feel like I was once told that with baking it was very important to just stir until the point that it was combined and then stop.
yeah, well, I mean, I think it depends on if you're making a batter or if you're making a dough.
Okay.
So if you're making a batter, which is primarily liquid, if you stir it too much, then you beat all the air out of it, and then it'll be very flat when you bake it. But if you're making a dough, there's a little bit more leeway with it. You can be a little bit rougher with it while you're doing it. Also, my grandmother, who is 4'5" maybe at this point, she's miniature. She beat everything by hand. I have never seen anybody who has stronger hands than she does. It's bonkers. There's like a particular cake that I make that she mixes by hand, and I have to take breaks when I'm doing it, like as I'm beating it together, because my arms, I'm like, oh, my arms are so tired. She never needs that.
She's been at it a long time.
Long time.
Built up that endurance.
Full-blooded Italian, just always cooking. Okay, so I've gotten all of the stuff, and right now this is actually like a really lovely sort of cinnamon sugar dough. So if you wanted to bake them as is, you could, and it would still be very good. But this is where we add the oats. This is going to feel like too many oats.
I mean, it sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
What is it? 3 cups?
It's 3 cups of oats.
3 cups of oats?
3 cups of oats. And you can use quick oats, or you can use old-fashioned oats. Doesn't matter, as long as they are uncooked. That's what you're looking for, because otherwise they're going to mush weird in the oven. Can't imagine how that would be. No. That would not be great. All right.
Yeah, this cup goes to 2.
Maybe it goes to 2.
It's finicky.
It's very finicky. Get in there. It's fine. I have little teeny tiny hands. Oh! Right through.
Yep.
That's all right. Put it back in.
Yep.
This is what you all came here for.
Mm-hmm.
It's to watch me insert things in holes.
You're welcome. We get a lot of comments on the thread about, like, why don't you just insert more things into holes? Like, it's not applicable to all recipes. But it's working out
Apparently
here.
it is for that one.
Yeah. Get in there, oats. I did have a, like, package of oats hidden in my cupboard, and I purposely did not bring it because it wasn't enough oats.
Okay.
I got new oats for this.
Woo! New oats.
2 oats.
2 oats and then 1 oats.
Squish it.
That's the traditional measurement.
Yep.
They come in 2 or 1 oats.
There's our 3rd oats.
All
That's
right.
so much oats!
It's so much oats. It's a lot of oats.
That feels like as much oats as all the other ingredients combined.
Yes. Well, but the problem is, if you don't have this many oats, when you go to mix it, you will discover that your last couple cookies, like, don't have oats in them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're like, it's fine. And then when you get to the end, it's just dough without oats in it.
Which is fine, but it's just not the cookie we are making.
Not the cookie you want. Right, so mix this all together. You can also, if you would like, at this point, you can add raisins or craisins, which is also good. My kids like it without, so I make them plain.
They do not like the raisins or the
They
craisins?
don't like any of the, I think it's a texture thing. They don't
Okay.
like the chewy bits in the middle. I suppose if you wanted to go super decadent, you could also do, like, chocolate chips at this
Yes.
point.
I like the sound of that.
Good. Yeah. If you wanted to do nuts, you could do chopped up nuts. Like, what's nice about this recipe is that it's fairly basic, and so you can sort of dress it up if you
Yeah.
want to.
It sounds very versatile. Like,
Yeah.
whatever your flavor craving. Boop.
And this looks pretty mixed to me.
Yeah. Is it,
And it's the right consistency because it's kind of clumpy.
Yep.
And then you could, at this point, if you wanted, you could, like, form them with a spoon, but that's no fun. I use my hands. So, make sure your hands are clean. Please.
So don't put them in places and then...
You know what? You can do that if you're not going to serve them to other people.
If it's just for you.
They are personal cookies.
Then it's fine.
You do what you want to do. And then I like to... She taught me to get a little bit here. Form a ball in your hand. Don't, like, pack it in, but make, like, a loose little ball.
Okay.
And then refrigerate it for about 15 to 30 minutes, because then when you bake it, it'll hold its shape a little bit, and they'll be like little fat pillows of joy. In fact, that's what I thought all cookies were for a really long time.
Yeah.
And the first time I ate, like, a flat cookie, I didn't know what to do. I was like, this is wrong. Somebody's done something wrong.
Like, want it to be called something else?
I was like, must be something else.
Yeah.
Because it was like, they don't get, like, crispy. These are more soft. They're
Okay.
like little soft pillows.
Yeah.
And so, like, when you get into, like, a crispy thin cookie, I was like, this is something.
You're like, this is a sweet cracker?
You did something wrong.
This feels so strange. I don't know what I thought it was going to feel like, but this is, like, just as gooey as you imagine
It's very gooey.
it to be.
But then it's got, like, because the oats aren't cooked, and so there's, like, sediment in it.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Again, I'm really selling this. Because you're going to want to make them.
Is there any rhyme or reason to the size of these balls?
I honestly think that they are the size of my grandmother's palm.
Okay.
Like, when she was making them, she'd roll them around and they would just sit in the palm of her hand like that. And so that's the reason she made them that size. It was easier.
So if I had bigger hands, I could make bigger balls?
You could, but if you make them, they should all be the same size.
Okay.
So, like, if you're going to be making them and you decide to make them bigger, that might mean that you take a little bit extra time to bake them in the oven, because the smaller they are, the faster they will bake.
Fair. Sounds good.
But if they are different sizes, then you will get ones that are in various levels of doneness, which is the technical term, I think.
Do you have any tips or tricks regarding technique of turning this glob of dough into a beautiful ball, a beautiful sphere?
I think honestly, you just have to be like really gentle with it. If you squish it too much, then you're gonna have like too tightly packed.
Oh,
And so you just kind of have to like be really nice to it,
be gentle.
like it's your friend. And then do this like when you would play with Play-Doh as a kid and you wanted to make a ball and you would do opposites with your hands. It's that.
It's just that easy.
Just that easy.
This is my little friend that I'm gonna eat later.
Yeah. Don't get too attached. And they're gonna get a little kind of funky shaped here at the end.
Okay.
Because there's not a ton left. You sort of have to decide. You might have one or two that are like a little extra big or a little extra small.
Mm-hmm. Although now I see what you mean. Like now that we are coming to the end and we still have a good amount of oats in each ball, now I understand why so many oats was necessary.
Yeah, I mean, when you have gone through them all, it doesn't seem like too many.
Yeah. Now it's like, this is the right amount of oats. Grandma knew what she was talking about.
And then I just cover the top.
Does it have to be like squished down onto the balls?
Nope.
Okay.
Just to give them a little bit of a cover.
That may be even too much, but
That's fine.
whatever.
And then we just pop it in the fridge for 15 to 30 minutes before we bake.
Oh, here we go.
Also, if you want, you can make a batch of these and make the balls and then freeze them.
Oh.
And then you can make like an individual cookie if you just want one cookie at some point and you don't want to share with your children.
I just want one cookie.
Just make one.
Yeah.
Or two, or however many you want.
Yeah.
And then you still have like the rest of a batch in your freezer.
That's lovely. Oh,
We did it!
Boom! Look at these cheddar balls.
Chili balls.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna put them in the oven.
Ooh. Warm them up.
So they'll be cozy. That's what we're looking for.
'Tis the season. Always.
For warm balls?
Yep. Always.
Warm ball season.
It's always warm ball season.
And then because they're chilled, they sort of stay together a lot easier.
Oh, that's nice.
And so then just when you put them on the tray, make sure that they have some space between them so that if they do spread out, they don't turn into one giant cookie. Although that would also be delicious.
Not that we don't want one giant cookie, but again, not really what we're going for today.
I think it's gonna make about 2 trays.
Ooh.
These might run into each other.
Is this too close together?
I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
They don't have to be perfect. It's not about perfect. It's about delicious.
Mmm.
And they will be that.
I like that. Okay. Into the oven.
Into the oven!
Let's set the timer for 10 minutes. Hey everyone. The cookies are in the oven. The house smells amazing. While we wait for them to bake, here is a very special performance by Poppy Seed.
She's gonna take a nap while the cookies bake. Stay awake, don't rest your head. Don't lay down upon your bed while the moon drifts through the sky. Stay awake, don't close your eyes. Though the world is fast asleep, though your pillow's soft and deep, you're not sleepy as you seem. Stay awake, don't nod and dream. Stay awake, don't nod and dream.
Now I'm super relaxed and ready for cookies.
Cookie time. Ooh, they smell real good. They kind of ran together. I think this bottom one actually maybe needs a little bit more. It's a little jiggly.
These smell amazing. I want to put my face in it.
You should wait.
Is it very warm?
Like maybe just a second.
Yeah. So even despite our best efforts, these cookies have sort of mushed into each other. But that's okay. That's all right. How long do you think we need to let these cool before we get to dive right in?
Before you can put your face in it?
Yeah.
Well, I would let them cool on here for maybe just like 2 or 3 minutes, and then if we could transfer them off of the sheet because the sheet will hold heat for a while. If we take them off and maybe let them cool for another 5, we can maybe put our face on them.
Ooh. You can smell the butter, like, wafting out.
It's just all butter.
They're a little bit browned around the edges.
That
I'm gonna just poke it.
Yeah. They're a little soft. These are meant to be soft cookies.
Pillows. Remember, pillows, not crackers. Pillows.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're going to be, depending on how long you bake them, they're probably going to be a little gooey in the middle, at least for the first day, until they kind of dry out a little bit, if you want that. You can always leave them in for longer and have them be a drier cookie, but if you eat them this way, then it's like you're having oatmeal for breakfast, and it's like it's healthy.
The butter is good for you. It really just like fills out the face.
Good for you.
This is how you keep.
And then you
youthful
don't
good look.
have wrinkles.
Yes.
Because you're all plumped up in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're helping you.
We're doing it. All right. So we're gonna let these cool for a little bit, and then we'll have our delicious taste test. We've got the cookie.
Wait. We didn't wait. We can't wait.
We waited as long as we possibly could.
It's like, it was like 8 seconds.
It smells like butter and sugar and awesomeness. It's got a little bit of gooiness, and now I'm putting it in my mouth.
Let's do it.
There's so many things happening right now. It's very chewy, but it's got some structure to it. Thank you.
More.
Because we got that little brownness on the bottom there. Just the right amount of oats. I was a naysayer. I was wrong. This is just the right amount of oats.
3 cups. It's important.
Very sweet, but because so many oats, a little bit savory. So not too much. Just the right amount of salt. Cutting through there.
And really excellent with like a cup of hot black tea. Or also very good with apple cider. Like hot apple cider. Or like if you want to make it more fall.
Oh man. And like the middle, just the right amount of like soft. There's it's like being in a blanket.
It's like being hugged by food.
Yeah. This is perfect comfort cozy cookie. So delicious. I'm gonna eat a lot of these.
Yeah, please do.
But before we do, will you please tell everyone at home how they can find you on the internet, the social medias?
Internets. I am on Instagram at poppyseedburley, or on the Facebooks at poppyseedburlesque. Yeah, that's me.
So friends, next time you're in the area, come and see her perform. She's fabulous.
Come see me.
Ask her about her other baked good recipes, because bitch knows how to bake.
Also good.
So yeah, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for having
sharing
me.
this recipe with me.
I will try really hard not to just shove my face in this.
We'll shove our faces in it together. Yeah.
Group effort.
That you would have to pay extra money to see.
That's
this
right.
is free content. You're welcome.
That's right.
And yeah.
Become a patron and watch us shove our face in cookies.
We're gonna have another one.
Okay.
With me here.
Okay.
There we go. Cheers, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bink. That's so good. So good.
Let me do the little happy cookie dance.
Happy cookie dance.
My collar jingles when I dance. Yeah, these
That's
got
it.